So the big story in the Champions League today has to be the disallowed penalty kick goal from Julian Alvarez in the Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid Champions League knockout match. And it was disallowed for an apparent double touch despite him scoring the goal. And honestly, I'm not happy with this call. And the replays that I saw, especially when I was watching the game live, I really couldn't see the double touch, and I didn't understand why it was called. Now, Christina Unkel has clarified why and how this decision was likely called. The UEFA Champions League uses a semi-automated offside technology that, while not involving a chip of the ball, uses cameras and artificial intelligence to determine the kick point, offside position, and reducing the time needed for VAR calls. And according to her, this was likely used to distinguish when the last point that Julian Alvarez kicked the ball, so it detected a double touch. Now, I'm not going to show the video because I don't want to get my video flagged, but if you look right here, what it appears to be is what they're saying is when his left foot slipped, his right foot kicks the ball, and it actually goes off of his left foot, making it a double touch. And then, of course, it goes in the goal. Now, do I think this was the correct call? Technically, if it was a double touch, it is the correct call by the laws of the game as they exist today. Am I happy with this? And do I think the laws exist and they're done perfectly? Absolutely not. And my biggest complaint about this is this. Without that technology, there is not one person who is in that stadium or watching on television that would have thought there is anything wrong with that kick at all. They would have all just thought it was a goal. And not to mention that, it's not like he took a touch and then shot to gain himself an advantage. He slipped, which actually puts him at a disadvantage. Normally when you slip like that, you miss the goal completely. But because he slipped, he accidentally kicks the ball off of his left foot, and it's a double touch. Now, here's the thing. What do I think the solution for this likely is? I think the best case scenario is you allow a retake in this specific kind of situation. So, for example, just like when a goalkeeper gets off of his line too early on a penalty kick, they don't just say it's a goal, it doesn't count that you saved it. They do a retake. So, for example, if a person taking a penalty kick does an accidental double touch from a slip, I think it should also be a retake and not just canceling out the goal completely. This is fundamentally different from intentionally trying to gain an advantage. And actually, when a goalkeeper steps off his line too early, he is intentionally trying to gain an unfair advantage. So the fact that the goalkeeper gets a second opportunity, but the taker doesn't seem fair. Now, one thing I do not think is true here is this was not rigged. Real Madrid aren't buying the referees or anything like this. And yes, I would have preferred Atletico Madrid to win this game. But some of you guys have to quit with the conspiracy theories. You guys can't think for a second and just recognize that sports are by nature inherently unfair. Sometimes things go wrong and against what you would like. There is no conspiracy theory to make Real Madrid win the Champions League again. They just happen to be on the right side of luck today, and Atletico on the wrong side of luck.